In today's video, I will talk about the best pre-built gaming PCs from the UK in October in 2021. I will try to cover as many budgets as possible, and if your budget is not in this video and you are from the UK, let me know in the comment section and I will help you. I decided to start this new series about best gaming PCs of each country. And if you are from the US, you have a bunch of videos, because actually all of my videos are from the US, but if you don't want to see those videos, it's totally fine. You will have a list of PCs that I recommend down below in the description, as well with these UK gaming PCs. So now let's start. So with the first PC coming in at £700, we have this gaming PC with the i5-9400F, which is a little bit old but still pretty good for 1080p gaming, the GTX 1650, a pretty good budget GPU, 16 gigs of RAM at 3000 MHz, which is decent, 240 gigs of SSD and 1TB of hard drive. If you want even a cheaper PC, you can go with the same exact PC coming at £600, but this one has 8 gigs of RAM instead of 16 gigs, and it doesn't come with any SSD storage. I recommend this one instead of the other one, but if you don't have the money to, it's totally fine. Just go with the other one just by clicking on the flash option. Now this gaming PC for 1080p is great, and there is no game that you can't run at 60 FPS average, even the high demanding video games except for Flight Simulator and Cyberpunk 77. But any other game, this gaming PC at 60 FPS on average, 1080p resolution is going to be great. If you want to play games like GTA 5, this one will be more than enough to run it pretty smoothly. And if you want to play esports titles, those being Fortnite, Valorant or CSGO, this one will run at above 144 FPS average, so if you have a 144Hz monitor or you want to buy one, this one is the right one for you if you don't want to spend a lot of money in a gaming PC and it still delivers good performance. So for a budget of £870, we have the ADMI gaming PC with the i5-9400F once again, but the RTX 2060, 16 gigs of RAM at 2400 MHz, which is not the greatest thing, but it's not terrible, I guess, and you also get 240 gigs of SSD and 1TB of hard drive. Now I've been searching for a lot of deals and they seem to have this i5-9400F. I don't know why. I think in the UK processors might be out of stock or at a higher price, but here compared to the last one you get an entry level of ray tracing with the RTX 2060, and of course for 1080p gaming this one will be perfect, and you can start even play some games at 1440p 60 FPS on average, of course depending on the title of the game. And for RGB fans, this gaming PC might look nice for you because it seems to have a lot of RGB. So I think overall this PC is a nice option for the budget that you're paying, although gaming PCs in the United States is still cheaper than the UK. For the next gaming PC we have one from ADMI once again, but this one has the AMD Ryzen 5 3600, which is a little bit better than the i5-9400F, and you get the RTX 3060, so you get a better ray tracing level and you also get a GPU that is better from the 2060. You also get 16 gigs at 3000 MHz, which once again is decent but could be better, 240 gigs of SSD and 1TB of hard drive once again. Now here I made two options for the same budget, which is $1,050, because you can also buy a gaming PC with the i5-9400F, so you get a worse CPU, but you get the RTX 3060 Ti, which I think is better than the 3060 by a big difference. But this option I think is not the greatest option for you, because the specifications are confusing to me, because in the description you can see that it comes with the i5-10400F, which is better than the 9400F, but you also see that it's an RTX 3060 and not the RTX 3060 Ti as listed as above, so I will go with the other one because of this confusion. But if you decide to go with this one, it's not a real problem since for gaming it's still pretty good. Next, for a £1,200 gaming PC, we have the Vivox 729 gaming PC. This one has the i9-9900KF, which is a great processor for both gaming and multitasking, so if you want to do one gaming PC streaming or 4K editing, this processor is much better than the i5 that I showed you before. You get the RTX 3060 Ti this time, so like I said before, it's a much better option than the 3060 for gaming, so you get a great i9 RTX 3060 Ti combination, 16 gigs of RAM, 240 gigs of SSD and 1TB of hard drive. The downside for this PC are the RAM speeds at 2666 MHz. Another problem that I can see on these images is that it doesn't have a liquid cooled processor, and this is a big problem, so if you're going to buy this PC, do me a favor and also buy a CPU cooler. I of course recommend a liquid cooler, and if you can't afford more than £1,250, don't worry, you will have another option down below in the description that is liquid cooled, but this one has the i5-11400F, which is a worse processor, and the RTX 3060, which is a worse GPU, but at least you will have great temperatures for the CPU. So you decide there. If you have a little bit more of money, please please buy a liquid cooler if it doesn't have one, as I'm seeing on these pictures. For a £1,500 budget, we have the CyberPower Lux gaming PC that has a great airflow, the i9-10900K, of course this one is liquid cooled, the RTX 3060 Ti once again, 32 gigs of RAM, which is a lot, 1TB of SSD, and a 650 watts power supply. Now if you have this type of budget, this gaming PC is great for both gaming, editing, and of course streaming. 32 gigs of RAM is more than enough for multitasking. If you want to start playing games at 4K 60 FPS average in almost every game, this gaming PC is for you. So if you have this type of budget, it's great, but if you have a budget between £1,200 and £1,500, which is a big difference, let me know in the comment section and I will reply with other PCs that are the best for your case. And with the last gaming PC, we have one from ABS, and this one is the Gladiator gaming PC, which is the same as the USA one, but it's a little bit more expensive. This one is £1,900, while on the US is strictly cheaper. This one has the RTX 3070 Ti, which is better than the 3060 Ti, so in terms of gaming you are going to have a much better performance. You also have the i5-10600K, which is worse than the last CPU that I've showed, and 16 gigs of RAM, which is less than the last PC that I showed you, but you get a better GPU, and for gaming this one is better. But if you want to do some multitasking and you don't really care about gaming, or you care about gaming but you don't care about a 20 FPS difference in 4K, then this gaming PC is for you. Definitely worth the buy. So that was the whole list for the video. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly hit the bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content. And like I said before, if you are from the US, you will have in the description PCs for you and you have a bunch of videos to look at. And if you're from Australia or other country, I will be making a lot of videos for you. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.